Namaskar to all our viewers and welcome to Friday at 9 with Pranaame Bhagawati. Like every week, we come with a remarkable and dynamic artist. We bring forth to you and we also introduce such talents who has been doing really and miraculously differently in their field, not only in their country India, but has been making a remarkable mark at an international level too. Tonight, we have the very dynamic Mr. Arnab Bhattacharya, who is a Sarod player, and he is actually blissfully carrying ahead the Senia Shahjahanpur Gharana. And taking a note of this, let me tell you that he has been touring worldwide with his Sarod and lending his musical experience to the music lovers worldwide. So tonight we have the very talented Arnab Bhattacharya. Let me introduce to you all. Namaste,
Namaskar.
Arnab.
Thank you so much. Thank you for
Welcome,
inviting
welcome
me
to the
to.
show.
Thank you so very much, and it's really a great feeling to be here on this show because now we are going through this all the negative vibes of this pandemic and everything, and within that, this I believe the music is the only positive thing, which is
Yes,
helping us moving ahead. So yeah, of
yes.
course. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Great to have you on our show. And as usual, Friday at night. Actually, last week we couldn't bring on the show due to some unavoidable circumstances, but we really didn't want to miss you all out with this tremendously talented musical artist we have tonight. So, Arnav,
Right.
you have been touring world. Yeah, you have been
That's right.
touring world. You have
Yeah.
been visiting different places, rendering your beautiful music with your sarod.
Right.
So
Right.
how like every artist, how difficult is it for you that due to the pandemic, you have been cut
Right.
short of many of the performances and collaborations?
Right. I This year I finished the last tour in the month of February, and I was
Okay.
scheduled to be again flying on in the month of March to US and again in April to South Africa and many other places. And there was
Mm-hmm.
the schedule was already there. So
Okay.
when I returned home, and by the time the pandemic had already started, but it was not that much serious in India, especially in a state.
Mm-hmm.
So I was bit helpful and hopeful that okay, like other any other pandemic situation, it will be getting over by within a month or two. So I
Yeah.
started the first of all, I started postponing my tickets and postponing my concerts and everything, because for a concert there are so many people and so many things are involved, like the finances, like commercials, and the tickets and everything is involved.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So depending on the situation, it was initially I was very confused that what is going to happen, when it is
Mm-hmm.
going to happen. So it was very difficult for me to adjust for at least for a month, the beginning of the month,
Mm-hmm.
in the month of
Okay.
March. So then I could make it out that okay, this is a situation which is going to last at least for 6 months or so. So then I had to cancel almost 3 or 4 consecutive abroad tours.
Nobody
But
imagined, this will stretch this long.
absolutely, absolutely, I thought it will be stretching my around 2 or 3 months at a stretch,
Yeah.
but I never
Yes.
thought that it will be taking more than 6 months, or I don't know when it is going to
Yeah.
be over.
Yeah.
So I canceled 3 or 4 tours, concerts, and everything. The workshops and all the schedule got postponed. The tickets, the I could feel bad for the organizers who have bought the tickets for, and that almost the schedule for till November was fixed, and it was all got postponed and everything. But on the other hand, I would say for myself at least, it came to me as a blessing. This lockdown and everything came to me as a blessing, because after a long time, I'm getting some time to evolve as a musician, as an artist. I could complete some pending works, which I was pending for some albums and some collaborative work, which was pending for almost 2 years now. So
No.
slowly I've started working on it and
Mhm.
started doing full day riyaz
Many
because
many artists did this. They have been
Yeah,
utilizing pandemic to the best ways.
actually. So I decided that okay, if this thing is going to continue, so let me finish my pending work, which is there for 2 months, and so many commitments were there for last 2 years. The three albums were pending, and so I started working on that. In the meantime, I made a very short film, which was very experimental, but I made a short film, musical short film, and started exploring different genre, and started evolving myself as a musician. And so it happened to be a blessing for me. Quite some time with my family, with my small son. It was quite a long time with my, so
Yeah.
now
We
my
artists
son became a
know
good.
to, yeah, being artists, we all know very well to utilize whatever comes to our way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But
Okay.
it's yeah. Yeah. So I'm using this as a very positive way, because, as I said, the music is the only positive thing which is driving us forward. So all throughout, I'm involved with music, and playing some online concerts, composing new music. Came up with three albums. So
Hmm.
I was busy. I was quite busy in this last 6 months or 7 months. I was keeping myself busy and
Yeah.
utilizing the entire period. Trust me, I was utilizing the entire period. So it's okay. It's
Okay,
okay.
that's great. I really thank the viewers who have come online. There are some viewers who have given some comments here from Mr. Kumar Anandji. He says that this is best wishes. He extends his best wishes to you,
Thank you.
and the
Thank you so
best
much.
time for you, Riaz. You have utilized the time very well. Mr. Nilimesh Chakraborty, he is online too. Mr. Swapan Bhattacharya, he is here with you too. So great to have all the viewers, and thank you so much for coming online and watching the show. So Arnab, with all these going on ups and down, it's very hard to. I don't know how much time it will take to be normal, and how much time it will take to have people that kind of mindset to be into a large gathering, because that fear is still
That's
there
right.
in the mind of the people. And being
That's right.
artists, we have to go into the public and perform because our job is as such. No, we cannot do a nine
Absolutely.
to five job sitting on a table and a chair and doing
Oh
the
no, no,
fine
no, not at
stuff.
all. Not at all.
Our work is to be into the public, and render
True.
our performances. So how
Absolutely.
so what is your say, like, will people ever overcome from this trauma of sitting into a great gathering and watching a show and appreciating, so will we ever get
It's
that
like
much of thousands of audiences?
we will. Trust me, we will.
Mhm.
Because what happens is, it's a human nature. They get used to the situation very quickly. Because when
Mhm.
the lockdown and this pandemic started in the month of March, like when it came in a big way in the month of March, people were
Yes.
at home and they were so scared and frightened that they were not going out, which was very good. Of course, it's very good. So slowly people started going out. Slowly and slowly, people got used to it, and
Yeah.
the offices started opening. People started going to the office. People were
Yes.
going through this, public conveyance and wearing the mask, and because as the situation prolongs, people get
Hmm.
used to it, and they somehow they gain the confidence, right?
Yes.
And at the end, they gain the confidence, and now there's a law that okay, only 50 people can gather in a total, right?
Hmm.
So this 50 people has gained the confidence at least to gather for any occasion, like in mandirs or anywhere. And slowly the 50 will become 60, and 60 to 100, 100 to 200. So people get
Yes.
used to it. And the
Hmm.
secondly, if I go very scientifically, like as the days proceed, we get immune to the situation. That physically, I'm talking about physically, we get
Hmm.
immune to the situation. So
Okay.
because there was a time I came to know from my dad that there was a that tuberculosis was there. There were so many pandemics that happened earlier as well. So people got
Yeah.
used to it, and the immunity of your own increases automatically. Those antibodies and everything starts creating. So as the people goes through the situation, they get, first of all, mentally they get used to it, and second of all, physically they get immune to it, So that's why they gain the confidence. There was a time when people were not meeting people, when
Yeah.
they were actually keeping a safe distance.
Mm-hmm.
The government was asking for 2 feet distance, they were maintaining a 6 feet distance. Now
Okay.
people are
Doing
now
more,
actually getting
more required.
no, seriously,
Yeah.
and now people are getting used to it. And this public concerts or auditorium concerts, what we were talking about,
Mm-hmm.
people will again definitely come, because this phase, I don't think that normally all the people have faced this kind of phase in their life ever, right? So they're all going through this negative vibes for last 6 months, 7 months, or I don't know, maybe it will be for a year or something. So
Yeah.
after that, when this thing will be getting over, and all the public concerts and the conferences and everything will start, it will, I would think it will get a new, positive vibe, which people
Yes.
will actually enjoy. People are still people are actually got so many involved into
Mm-hmm.
this, that they need something very positive, so just in search of that positiveness. Because now, at one point of time, there is pandemic, people are getting all the negative vibes, still they have to go for work, for to earn the money, to earn the bread and butter. So after that, when this thing gets over, this positive vibes, like all the any form of art, like it can be theater, it can be drama, it can be musical shows, it can be anything. So people will happily enjoy, and people will actually, visit those places just to be with the positive thing, and to entertain themselves, which they have missed for last almost a year or 7 months.
Yes,
So
yes,
people will
yeah.
actually enjoy. Yeah,
People have also
that's what.
missed all this terribly, and
Absolutely.
yeah, I hope that situation overcomes all these difficulties very soon, and slowly, or maybe, however, maybe we can have a gathering of 50 to 60 people, and then the artist can have most lot of performances time. That's going to be a little bit of a difficulty for them too, but maybe that way also they can cater more and more audiences for themselves, because
In
out
some
here
part
in
of in some
Assam,
part of the
yes,
in some part of sorry I'm sorry in some part of the world, the small gathering concerts have already started,
yes,
like
yes,
50 people gatherings, it has already started, which is actually giving a good
mhm,
vibe. Like at the end
yes,
of the day, this the show must go on, this music will go on, and it will be go on like forever. So the
mhm,
small gatherings have already started,
yeah.
and we are getting the news, it's there on the social media, and people are again getting confidence. So
Even the
it will
virtual
happen again.
event have started up very well, where tickets
Right.
are being sold. That's a very good sign. Even the virtual, for the
Absolutely.
virtual event that's coming up, that's a very good
That's
sign.
right. That's right.
And
That's
I
right.
believe
Absolutely.
virtual event will go a long way, gathering virtual audiences online, selling tickets, paying the artist is a very good thing happening as of now.
Actually, that is what, like, everything has a good side of it. Okay, it's not only the
Yes.
pandemic, but it for so like for this virtual ticket selling. There are so many companies came up with this virtual ticket selling and virtual concerts. So a new way or a new dimension of concert has started. Now, again, after a year or maybe after 6 months or sometime, this concerts will be there. This auditorium concerts or the open air concert will be there. But
Hmm.
parallelly, this ticket virtual concerts is also there. It has opened a new
Yes.
dimension. So many
Yes. Yes.
artists, and the best part is here, in this virtual platform, an artist can fix up their own concert. I've seen that. In fact, I've
Hmm.
played in many of them. An artist can make their own concert dates, and they can initially before this pandemic, there was a time when if somebody has to make a full day concert, they have to book the auditorium, they have to get permission from this, there, and again, to get in touch with the artist, with his conveyance. So all the
Hmm.
things are over. So now in this virtual platform, those
Hmm.
things are cut short, and it's very easy to buy a ticket and to listen to one of your favorite artist. So it's a
Yes. Yes.
parallel new dimension which is open, which is very good, I believe. Very good. Right.
So I have a viewer's request here, who is Nilimesh Chakraborty. He says that he knows you, and you have a beautiful studio. He says that he is requesting you to play something. Definitely, you will play something, Arnab, tonight because you have your wonderful instrument in your hands. And he is requesting for Rag Bairagi. So, whatever you feel like,
Okay.
Arnab, I'd like to request you to play something for our viewers, please.
It's actually mental torture from Nilimesh. He's a let me
I know
introduce him.
he
He's
knows
a
you very well.
wonderful.
He knows how good musician you are.
Yeah, he's like my brother, and he's a wonderful, prolific tabla player.
Okay,
He's the disciple of Pandit Swapan Singh, and
okay.
he's a prolific. We have toured. We have played more than around 300 odd concerts together. We have toured many
Okay.
places of the world together,
Wow.
and he actually knows my weak points, on which rag I get very weak, and which other rags I love to play, and one of them
Uh-huh.
is Bairagi. And in fact, today he was there with me, and we were actually practicing.
Okay.
So that's why it was a small mental torture from his side. But I'll surely, I'll surely play that. I'll just play for a very short period of time because it's a very long rag. But I'll just show you the glimpse of it. Okay.
Yeah, like in between the talks, if we can have some small glimpse of your music, that'll be really good.
Surely, I'll just play a very small, just to give you the, the introduction of the rag, maybe within a minute or
Okay.
two.
Okay.
Okay. So it's rag Bairagi. So that was rag Bairagi.
Amazing. Very beautiful. Thanks, Arnab. I'd like to make you people understand that learning a specific musical instrument, it does take time, because nowadays we have seen that many of the schools have got their very good musical departments, from
That's
wherein
right.
they are giving teachings to the students in both Hindustani classical music and also in the Western field. So,
That's right.
what is your suggestion to all those students who have been learning music in their academic schools? Because they hardly get 1 or 2 periods in one whole week, and there is always a possibility of keep changing their subjects, because they are just learning it to acquire as per their knowledge or whatever, like likings. So they generally keep on changing it, every 1 month or 3 months they will just jump off and learn another subject. In that case, the teacher really cannot hone their talents, because you need at least one full year with your student who just
Absolutely.
comes to once in a week to you for hardly for 45 minutes. So in that
That's right.
case, how would you like to suggest the school authority also, and also the student who have been learning in this way?
First of all, I would like to say to all the school authorities that music is a thing which have to make it very compulsory subject. It's not like it cannot be an extra additional subject or it cannot be
Yes.
it has to be a very like every day in a school routine, everyday class, there is a physics, chemistry, maths, biology. So music has to be there on in the as a subject which is there every day, like at least for half an hour.
Yes.
Half an hour.
Yeah.
Like we have got physics class every day, we have got English class every day, we have got mathematics class every day. And like that, there should be a music class, as well as the, of course, the sports should be there, but music class should be there, because music is something which I want to tell everybody. Music is not something which is only for entertainment, but it is also something which actually helps a student in his academic part as well, like in nurturing the brain and it helps in concentrating on some other subjects as well. Like it's a very scientific thing, right? So music helps in that way. First of all, it will take away your tensions, and the first thing and second thing is uh, about this Hindustani classical music. It has to make it compulsory. It's not because I'm an Indian classical musician. It's not because of that, but
Mhm.
because of, with all the shrutis that we have, sa re ga ma pa, it all deals with the brain. It all deals with inside. Like it's
Mhm.
all so. If a person or if a student is learning this Indian classical for at least for 2 or 3 years or 4 years, at the basic, the first of all, if the person knows Indian classical, it's very easy to understand the Western classical as well, at least at the beginning. Secondly, all the notes, if that person practice, if the student practices every day, it helps in bringing up their concentration, which actually helps, or it actually reflects a positive energy on the other subjects as well. And thirdly, that person, the student gets to know about the history of his culture, right?
Yes.
That
Very true.
where actually this, how this actually evolves, or how this actually it started, because it's a
Mhm.
beautiful history. So at least at the beginning of this academic career, like maybe from the second standard or third standard, at least for 3 or 4 years,
Yeah.
let that person get the knowledge of Indian classical music
Hmm.
in any form, in any form. So at least he can understand, or he or she can understand what is music, how it comes. After
Hmm.
that, that student can himself can grow that, that sense, that where he wants to go, if he wants to be into the Western classical, if he wants
Yes.
to be into the Indian classical, or if he, so he can take the decision of his own, rather
Very true.
than the school authority, taking the decision from them, that okay, you play
Hmm.
keyboard, or you play guitar, or you play tabla, or you play sitar,
Many a
rather
times
than
what
the,
happens, like more or less all artists, be it dancers or musicians, at some point of time they have been working in schools. Many of us, like I worked in a school, or I know somebody who have been working in a school, so through talks and chats. So what happens is generally there is always a mission in of the school authority of some holistic overall development. So they think of making the student jumping from subjects to subjects, and as a result the student do not deal with any one specific subject, and furthermore they just opt for some another subject at all in the board exam. So we always try that specifically at least for a year, if a student sticks to one particular subject, it really helps the student as well as it helps the teacher also. Because a teacher,
exactly.
because the entire energy goes waste if the teacher finds that there is some kind of a capability in the student, then again the student goes out of the hand to some another subject, and again some new
Exactly.
set of students comes.
And it's a torture for a student as well. For example,
Yes,
a
yes, yes.
student who is
Mm-hmm.
who is learning guitar, so let him
Yeah.
play the guitar, because it will take at least a year to understand that instrument, or to understand that form of uh yeah. At least let that student learn it, understand it, and make him feel comfortable. Then he or she can take the decision of jumping to other subject. For example, if the person says, no, I'm not willing to play guitar, I'm willing to play drums, then
Mm-hmm.
change him. But at least let that student be in that comfortable position to say that. Other,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm saying. Let the school authority or those parents, let them not take the decision for on behalf of the students, because
Because we really
a
need to
guitar
admit
or a,
everything doesn't
yeah,
happen at the swipe of your fingers. Nothing can happen except
a
some
new
miraculous things.
best part is a baby is born within after 9 months,
Yes, of
right?
course, yeah.
So it takes 9 months for a baby to get birth, to take the birth. So it takes at least some time for that student, because the student is of course he's not that much matured to evolve or to understand that instrument or the form of art. Right, he needs that much of time. He should get that much of time with that form of art, so that he can at least adapt himself or herself, and he can try it out. After that, he can take the decision. Okay, no, I don't want to be this. I want to be that. So at least let that person give that liberty to access that form of art. Let the school
Very
authority.
true.
I clearly say this is the finest thing that happened in Mauritius. I know now in Mauritius there are many schools who have made this Indian classical music as a compulsory subject, everyday subject, which is a great thing. Like every day there is half an hour of Indian classical music which was taught. And because I know myself, since I was a child, when I was learning this instrument, it helps me a lot, and in my studies, which in making it very focused, and it helps in many ways. Like that's why there is another subject that came up. It's called music therapy. It's that's why
Yes,
it came
yes.
up,
Yeah,
music
yeah,
therapy.
very true.
That's what it came up because it
Mhm.
helps a student, because now the students are so confused what to do, because I've seen so many students,
Mhm.
their parents or the schools trying to make them multi-talented. On one side
Yeah.
they're learning sarod, on one side they're learning guitar, on one side they're learning horse riding, then they're
And
going
then at the
for
end, they want their child to be a completely different thing again by profession.
exactly, exactly. They want to. They're going for horse riding. They're going for painting.
Yeah.
Then they're going for recitation, and that small baby or the small kid is actually confused that what is the actual things. He's not able to understand the importance of each and everything.
Yes.
So, let's not experiment. Do this experiment with the kids. Let
Hmm.
him take care of his own instrument or the form of art, and let him follow the path, and afterwards, because it's a life, it's a long distance life, so anytime he can change to a different instrument, right? So
Very
there's
true.
a long time spent
Very true.
pending.
So, what is next you have for us?
Okay,
What next you want to
okay.
play for us? Because the other day I have just watched in your Facebook, you have been playing something very beautiful. It was so soothing. For quite some time, you have been playing. I think you have been doing riyaz or something. I don't know, but the video was uploaded and
Okay,
the music was superb. It was so nice, so beautiful.
okay. Uh, okay. No, you have made me very confused. Like, what is the video I've posted?
Whatever you want to play, it's totally up to you. But I just remembered that because it was so soothing, it was so free flow without any obstructions in that playing, and while hearing it was very beautiful. So I just remembered that. Whatever you feel like, you can play.
I'll play a rag, a night rag called Rag Jog. Uh,
Okay.
I'll play a, I'll play a small part of it, Rag Jog. It's one of my favorite, and many people says that this is a fusion rag. A lot of the fusion compositions have taken on this rag. So
Okay.
I'll play this Rag Jog for you.
Sure.
That was rag joke. Thank you.
Very beautiful. Thank you so much for this beautiful rendition. And I'm here with my last question to you. Like, it's always, you must be saying that on the part of a
Hmm.
dancer, it's a little bit hard to
Right.
establish technically,
Right.
but now many technology and technological things have come out in the area of
Right.
music. You have softwares, you have very expensive and very nice microphones, so
Right.
many technical things have evolved and also have established in the diameter of the musical scene, but that doesn't
Correct.
like all the time exist for a dancer. So on that note, if anybody is learning music, how would you guide them to take it as a profession and establish on the global platform?
First of all, this technologies like this microphone amplifiers, this sound card, these are the
Yeah.
things which actually helps when basically you know the music. First of all,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So this is the and this is a very separate chapter. Like a musician, a professional musician, it may not happen that he knows those technical things, or a technical
Hmm.
person who can handle this microphone, this amplifiers, this studio setup and everything. He cannot be a good
Hmm.
musician. Those are different subjects. Now, taking music as a profession globally is, I would rather say, like music is something. It's also a form of education, right?
Yeah.
It's like any other subject. It's also a subject which needs dedication, which needs that perseverance, which needs that passion, which will actually drive you forward. Okay. Now, because and the second thing is because of this technology, like the social media, this YouTube, there are so many things. Many of the music initially, the initial days, it was the thing like there was a it was tough for any musicians to promote himself, like he doesn't know how to promote. The people used to make CDs and release album with their own money,
Yeah.
and they used to send the CDs to everybody to get recognized. Now the
Yes.
platforms like YouTube's and so many platforms, SoundCloud, and so many
So many
things.
distributors are there who can, distribute your music, and there is
Absolutely.
always a passive income, um, ready for
Yeah.
musicians, who knows to place themselves
Absolutely.
well.
Now the things have changed in last 10 years. Like a
Yes.
person can
Yes.
upload his own music in so many digital platforms like iTunes, YouTube's,
Yes.
so many
Yeah.
things. So
Yeah.
it's very easy. And because of this internet facilities, today sitting here, I can listen to Ustad Zakir Hussain.
No,
I can listen to
definitely.
him. I can
Yes.
learn from him. And
Mm-hmm.
so, as a musician, all the musicians have started, evolving again, have started making them much more polished, which was difficult earlier. We only All the musicians has to depend only on the concerts, and they used to do the recordings from there, like on the audio tapes and everything,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
on their own teachers like gurus. They have to listen. Now they can explore so many other music that they himself can improve
Mhm.
themselves. So the
Yes.
quality of the music has already increased by a lot within last 10 years. The quality of the music, people
Yeah.
performing, and as the quality has increased, there's so many other platforms that has also came up, because I'm telling you, like around 10 years back, there was not so many conferences or concerts used to happen. We never used to get a chance to listen to the youngsters. Now
Yes.
there are
Yes.
so many concerts are there
Mm-hmm.
where we can get to listen to the youngsters. There are concerts which I know a concert. I don't want to take the name, but that concert in India is dedicated to only to those who are below 40 years of old age.
Okay.
So we
Okay.
get to listen. So we get to listen to those musicians, and so many platforms are there, so many digital platforms are there. So the opportunities are always have come up in a big way, which actually helps any musician to showcase their talent,
Mm-hmm.
which show to in and now the audience is also not constrained, that if I'm performing here today, not
Mm-hmm.
only 200 people are listening to me, but entire globe is listening to me because of this Facebook live. Some people are showing their Zoom, there are thousands
And
of
they can
things.
keep listening to you. And they can still
Absolutely.
later also keep listening to you.
Yeah, everything is now recorded,
Tremendous.
everything is now
Yes.
recorded. So at
Yes.
a time, when I'm sitting for a concert, in there were, I'm talking about 5 6 years back, if I'm sitting for a concert, I was
Yeah.
only liable to 300 people who have bought the tickets for that concert. But now
Very
when I'm
true.
sitting for a concert, when I'm sitting for the concert, I'm
Yeah.
liable to the entire world, because at the same time, if some person is doing a Facebook live and he's having 100 followers,
Mm-hmm.
so this 300 plus 100 digital audience, so
Yes.
I'm liable to all the audience. So I have to improve every time. I have to be very polished. So this opportunities have come up in a big way. So
Yeah.
it's a very good. I would always suggest to take music as a profession, because the opportunities are there. uh, and the secondly, the person can only be a good musician if the person is passionate about music. Music is, you cannot make it's a subject where you cannot, and
Is there
I have
any
seen,
age limit to learn music? Can anybody around 35 or 40 can start learning music?
I'll give you a two classic example. Baba Alauddin Khan Sahab, he started playing the Sarod at the age of 42. He started learning
Oh,
Sarod at the age of 42. This is the first example. And the second one, another classic example is one of my student who stays in Australia.
okay.
He started learning Sarod at the age of 62,
Oh,
and along with his wife, who was at the age of 58, and
mm-hmm.
now he's around 71, and now he's giving small Baithaki concert performances, and he's enjoying,
Okay.
and he's
Yeah,
enjoying
good.
to his fullest, and he's doing that. So
Mm-hmm.
music, as I said, music, don't take, I would always suggest, don't take music as an extracurricular activities. Make this as in your routine, like day-to-day routine. So if you make this as a routine in your life, so it has got no age. And if you're making this as an extracurricular activities, so of course there is a retirement age and there is a starting age. So the way we breathe in and breathe out, let the music be like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Very true.
all of us cannot be a musician. Many people cannot be a musician, but at least the person can try. At least the person can admire the music and the
Yes.
musician. So there's
Yes.
no age limit. You can
Because
start
we also
anytime.
need, people who have got musical sense to listen, to appreciate good music. That is
Of
very much
course,
required. Yeah.
of course. Musically learned people are required right now,
Mm-hmm.
because because the music has become so global. Like for example, if I'm listening to one Indian classical music, the next link will be of a rock band, of a western rock band. The third
Mm-hmm.
link will be of a jazz band. So I've got options, so many options. So if I'm not a music lover, if I'm not a passionate about music, I will get deviated every time and very easily. So
Mm-hmm.
let the music be very within our hearts, and within, like, as in we breathe in and breathe out. Let the music be like that. So if it is like that, then there is no age limit to start, of course, and there's no age limit to stop. Pandit Ravi Shankar placed his last concert at the age of 92, so which is
Yeah.
a great motivation.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Baba Alauddin Khan Sahab started at the age of 42. He gave his last concert at the age of 94.
Yeah.
So these are the lower limit and upper limit. So
Definitely.
anytime any person can start music, and and if the person is passionate and focused, at
Mm-hmm.
least he will reach some point. Maybe
Yes.
now the level of the professionalism goes in a, it's very subjective. Okay,
Mm.
at least I would rather say, don't focus on being professional. Like, try to be as much as perfect as you can, and it will come this professionalism, because I started as an engineer. I was working,
Yeah.
and then finally I landed up in becoming a Sarod player.
Yeah.
So this is how, so music has got no limit. So you go on, and that, as I said, there's so many opportunities nowadays, so it's very easy to take music as a profession, and because you can collaborate with so many musicians around the globe. Sitting
Yes.
here in India, you can collaborate with a musician from Spain, which was difficult
Hmm.
sometimes back. It's very difficult.
Hmm.
So it will be a very good decision if somebody takes music as a very
Yeah.
profession.
Thanks, Arnab, for coming to our show and giving such insightful thoughts, because we generally keep this a very informal talk show, because we really want the artist to speak out the heart, and we
Thank you.
also want what changes the artist himself or herself would like to see into the new generation. So I really thank you for coming tonight in our show.
Thank you.
And my special thanks also goes to all our viewers. Thank you so much for coming online, watching, and boosting our artist. And with this, I'd like to conclude with this, that every Friday we come with a dynamic artist whom we bring forward to you. And we also seek live questions or comments from your side. And our viewers have always been very kind, supportive. Throughout the show, they stay with us, discussing, commenting, questioning, which is a real boost to all our artists. I thank you all. And next Friday, we'll be here with another dynamic artist from another different field. And till then, I take leave from the platform. And I would like to request you all that please stay tuned to Amrapali Magazine.online, because we are going to soon update more of pictures and videos of Arnab Bhattacharya, and more of talks and question answers as an interview in our website. And the same interview also goes uploaded in our YouTube and podcast. So this stays in the internet forever, through which you can listen to it whenever you can. So Mr. Arnav, thank you so much for coming online and giving
Thank
us
you.
some beautiful music. Thank you. Next week,
Thank
we
you
will
so
be
very
here
much.
again Friday at 9. And till then, please stay tuned. Thank you and have a very good night. Thank you.
Thank you so much.